Well, this is Dr. Mark Hitchcock from here at Faith Bible Church in Edmond, Oklahoma. I want to thank you for joining us for another episode of Marking the Times. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to watch this video blog every week as we talk about things that are happening in our world related to Bible prophecy and answer questions that you send in. And you can send those questions in on our Facebook page. I appreciate you all doing that. We get some good questions, some fun ones to answer, and also kind of give updates on some things that are happening in our world today related to the end times. I want to answer a question today. It's a really good question I received that I think will help a lot of you understand just kind of Bible prophecy and end time prophecy better in general. Here's the question. It says, we speak of Christ's return as imminent, the next on God's agenda. Once these times of the Gentiles are fulfilled, if the rapture is sudden, without warning, without signs, aren't we mistakenly talking about signs today? Aren't the prophetic signs of Scripture the things that will take place during Daniel's 70th week? And then also, as part of this question, the person also asks if there could be a gap of time between when the rapture occurs and when the tribulation begins. So let me answer that question first. When you come to Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, it gives us that final 7 years of the tribulation period. And it says that he, that is this coming world ruler, the man of sin, the Antichrist, the beast, he's going to make a firm covenant with the many in Israel for 1 week of years, or a period of 7 years. And so we know that that's that final 7-year period of the tribulation. And that's the period really described in Revelation chapters 6 through 18. Now, many people will say, well, you know, that the rapture is going to take place, and then that will begin the 7-year tribulation. But if you read Daniel 9:27, the event that starts the 7-year tribulation is not the rapture. It's the signing of a covenant or the making of a treaty between the Antichrist and the people of Israel. So the rapture could happen today, and that covenant may not be entered into for some period of time, leaving a gap between the rapture and the beginning of the tribulation. We have to remember that the rapture, the main purpose of the rapture, is to end the church age. It's to end this church age and to take God's people, the bride of Christ, to heaven before the tribulation starts. So the rapture could happen today. The tribulation could start tomorrow. It could start next week. It could start several months from now. It could start several years from now. So I do think there will be some gap of time. We don't know how large the time is, how long it is. I don't think it can be too long, because one of the purposes of the rapture is to deliver the bride of Christ from the coming wrath. And if the wrath of the tribulation is too far in the future, then there won't be a need to deliver us. But I do believe there will be some time between the rapture and the beginning of the tribulation. And during that gap or that period of time will be more events that will take place that will further set the stage, I believe, for Christ's coming. Now, the other question that's asked, and it's a good one, is if the rapture is an imminent event, if it could happen at any moment, and I believe that's true, then is it right to talk about signs that we're looking for the rapture? Now, let me just say this. What I would say is I do believe the rapture is imminent. It can happen at any moment. And so I don't think there are any signs for the rapture. I believe the rapture is a signless event that could happen at any time. And then you say, well, why do we talk about signs of the times then? Well, the signs that are listed in Scripture, like in Matthew 24, when Jesus gives all these signs of his coming, those are signs of the second coming of Jesus that will be at the end of the tribulation period. But if we can already see the signs today of the second coming and the rapture hasn't occurred yet, then that indicates to us that the rapture is even closer. Dr. John Walvoord, one of my mentors, used to use the illustration of Thanksgiving and Christmas. Many of you probably heard this before. But Dr. Walvoord would talk about how with Christmas, there's all kinds of signs that Christmas is coming. In fact, nowadays you begin to see them in September, October. The malls start decorating for Christmas, playing Christmas music to get you in the mood to buy a lot of stuff. But there's all kinds of signs that Christmas is coming. But really for Thanksgiving, there really aren't any signs for Thanksgiving. And Dr. Walvoord used to say that the rapture is kind of like Thanksgiving and the second coming is like Christmas. But if you can already see the signs of Christmas and Thanksgiving hasn't arrived yet, then you know Thanksgiving is soon. And so I think that's how signs of the times really relate to the rapture. So I would agree with the person who sent this question in. We're not looking for signs of the rapture, they're signs of the second coming. But as we see these signs of the second coming proliferating, it gives us the idea that the rapture is even closer. So I hope that helps explain the idea of signs a bit and this idea of a gap between the rapture and the beginning of the tribulation period. Actually, next time I want to do another a video blog about one event that I think may happen in that gap between the time that the rapture takes place and the beginning of the tribulation. So we'll answer that question next time. God bless you. We hope to see you then.